388 sticks, one for each life extinguished on that scorched Montana hillside, one for every soldier who followed the golden-haired general into hell. But this isn't their story. This is the story the victors never wanted you to hear. Imagine you've just escaped annihilation. You've danced for your freedom. You've bathed in the cool river, believing peace is finally yours. Then you look up. A dust cloud like a vengeful spirit rises on the horizon. The scream cuts the air. Soldiers, countless white soldiers, I am Two Moon. You're a headman. Don't retreat. Hold your position and resist. I'll stay, even should it claim my existence. This is Cheyenne Chief Two Moons, not a distant observer, but a warrior in the eye of the storm at Little Bighorn. He saw the panic in Reno's men as they fled like panicked buffalo. He charged towards Custer's doomed battalion. He witnessed the unimaginable courage and the horrific cost. He walked the corpse-strewn ridge the next day, not to loot, not to gloat, but to count. With a simple bundle of sticks, he and the Sioux chiefs tallied the terrible truth. 388 dead. Who was the brave man on the sorrel horse? Was that really long-hair Custer lying stripped on the hill? And why was there no victory dance that night? This is the raw, unfiltered account from the heart of the battle that shattered a legend. The story of Little Bighorn. Not from the history books written by the survivors, but from the lips of the Cheyenne warrior chief who was there. Hit play. Witness history through the eyes that saw it all. But before we begin, be sure to like and subscribe to our channel to support our community. During springtime in 1876, I was camped with my Cheyenne people beside Powder River close to present-day Fort McKinney. We had 50 lodges. One dawn, troops commanded by Colonel Mackenzie, called Three Fingers, assaulted our camp, catching us unprepared. We fled in disarray, abandoning our ponies. The soldiers captured every one of our horses. Yet that same evening, shielded by darkness, we silently drew near and retrieved our horses, then journeyed away. We covered a vast stretch of country and by chance discovered a substantial Sioux village at Charcoal Butte. We united with the Sioux camp and appreciated the plentiful grass, abundant game, and excellent water. Crazy Horse, the leader of the camp, received me with great kindness. "I am glad you are here," he stated. "We are getting ready to combat the white man once more." The camp was already overflowing with injured men, women, and children. I answered, "I am prepared to battle alongside you. I have fought previously, and I have lost relatives and horses to our foes." Near May, when the grass grew high and our horses were robust, we packed our belongings and moved toward the Tongue River's mouth. Sitting Bull, Crazy Horse, and the rest of us proceeded up the Rosebud. There we fought a hard conflict against General Crook and prevailed. Numerous soldiers perished, yet few Indians died. The combat was furious, with dense smoke and swirling dust filling the sky. Later we traversed the high ground and established our camp within the Little Horn Valley. We believed we had at last escaped the white man's grasp, and we could dwell peacefully. But a few days afterward, a Sioux messenger came into our camp, positioned north of Sitting Bull's, and proclaimed, "Ready yourselves for a major festivity. Cook, make preparations, and ready yourselves for a large dance gathering." The Cheyennes occupied themselves preparing food, cutting tobacco, and arranging things. We arranged a dance throughout the day, delighting in our liberation from the white man. I walked to water my horses at the stream, cleaned them in the cool water, and then enjoyed a revitalizing swim myself. As I walked back to camp, I looked up the Little Horn toward Sitting Bull's village and observed a huge dust cloud ascending like a tornado. Abruptly, Sioux riders galloped into camp, yelling, "Soldiers are approaching, countless white soldiers." I dashed into my lodge, pressing my brother-in-law, "Hurry, ready the horses. The white men are nearing." Outside, I caught a far-off battle cry, "Hey-ay, hey-ay," and the swift crack of gunfire drawing nearer. I saw no Indians, only individuals hastening to bridle their horses. After readying my horse, a Sioux fighter came back, cautioning, "Numerous soldiers are advancing." He then instructed the women, "Move away, we're bracing for a brutal fight." I declared, "I'm set, I'll battle beside you." Climbing onto my horse, I galloped into the camp, shouting out to the people in turmoil, "I am Two Moon, you're a headman. Don't retreat, hold your position, and resist. We must oppose the white soldiers. I'll stay, even should it claim my existence." I rode rapidly toward Sitting Bull's camp, where I spotted the white soldiers locked in combat, Reno's troops. The open ground was blanketed with Indians, driving the soldiers backward, a turbulent scene of Sioux fighters, military men, and additional Sioux, all discharging their weapons. The atmosphere was dense with haze and dirt. I witnessed the troops withdraw and plunge into the riverbed like panicked buffalo. They found no opportunity to locate a ford, and the Sioux chased them up the slope, where they met additional soldiers in wagons. Then couriers came, announcing that more soldiers endangered the women, causing the Sioux to reverse course. Chief Gall battled courageously, and Crazy Horse was present too. Later I went back to my camp and stopped the women from relocating the lodges. While seated on my horse, I observed flags appearing above the hill to the east. They organized into 3 bodies, squadrons, with intervals separating them. Then a bugle called, and they got off their horses, while some soldiers led the mounts back over the hill. The Sioux charged up the ridge from every quarter, riding hard, the Cheyennes choosing the left road. The gunfire exploded, swift and fierce, pop, 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 incredibly rapid. Some soldiers were kneeling, others upright, with officers commanding at the front. The smoke was heavy, like a huge fog, and wherever the Sioux charged, dust billowed upward like haze. We encircled them completely, advancing like water swirling around a stone. We fired, rode quickly, then fired once more. Soldiers dropped, horses collapsed upon them, and soldiers in formation fell, but one man rode repeatedly along the line, shouting constantly. He rode a sorrel horse with a blaze and white socks. I don't know his identity, but he was a brave man. The Indians continued circling without cease, and the soldiers succeeded in killing only a few. Numerous soldiers perished. In the end, all the horses were slain, save for 5. Now and then, a man would break out and sprint toward the river, only to fall moments later. Finally, roughly 100 men and 5 horsemen remained on the hill, all clustered together. Throughout the conflict, the bugler kept sounding his signals, and he was very courageous. Then a chief was killed. I was told it was Longhair Custer, though I cannot be sure. The 5 riders and a band of some 40 men started advancing toward the river, guided by the man on the sorrel horse, who yelled encouragement without pause. He wore a buckskin jacket, possessed lengthy black hair and a mustache, and battled courageously wielding a big knife. His soldiers were coated in pale dust obscuring their rank. One soldier alone sprinted far down toward the river, then looped back over the ridge. I believed he might get away, but a Sioux fighter shot and hit him in the head. He was the final soldier standing, and he had braided stripes on his sleeves. All the troops were deceased, and their corpses were stripped of possessions. Afterward, it proved difficult to identify the officers. The dead lay where they had fallen, a stark reminder of the clash's result. We held no dance that evening, as grief consumed us. The following day, with Sioux leaders, 2 Cheyennes, and I, Two Moon, visited the battleground to tally the slain. One man held a bunch of sticks. As we neared each fallen form, we took one stick and handed it to another man, numbering the dead this way. We numbered 388 bodies altogether. Among them were 39 Sioux and 7 Cheyennes slain, and roughly 100 injured. Some white troops were cut with knives to confirm death, and the warrior women disfigured certain corpses. Most were left undisturbed. We found the man with the large mustache lying downhill toward the river. Custer perished higher up on the crest. The Indians left his buckskin jacket untouched. The Sioux declared, "That is a great leader. That is Longhair." I could not verify, having never seen him previously. The rider on the pale-faced horse showed the greatest courage of anyone. At sunset that day, our youths galloped hard up the Little Horn. We sighted many white soldiers arriving aboard a big steamboat, smoke pouring upward. I assembled my people, and we promptly traveled up the Little Horn into Rotten Grass Valley. We remained there 3 days, then swiftly rode back east along our former trail. Sitting Bull went back to the Rosebud and proceeded down the Yellowstone, traveling north. I never met him again. 388 sticks, a silent count echoing across history. 2 Moons saw it all: the dance before the storm, the courage of the man on the sorrel horse, the terrible cost paid on both sides. Was it truly Custer who fell? Why did the victors feel only grief? What if history listened first to those who walked this ground long before the soldiers came? This is the story they carried. Share yours below. What echoes of Little Bighorn do you hear today?